Hello. Hey, this week we're reading from Grimm's The Bremen Town Musicians. I don't know if you have, some of you may have heard this story before. It's one of those famous ones in the book. I'm not going to read you this version. I'm going to let you guys read it yourselves, including such words as in indefatigably. Woo, that's a hard word. Indefatigably. Oh my goodness. I'm going to look up in my dictionary real quick because indefatigability? Oh my goodness, that is a hard word. Indefatigable. Indefatigably. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Indefatigably. Though you may not use this in your speaking voice, you'll be able to recognize it now. It means to never tire out. You can see the word fatigue in the middle there. You never get fatigued. Boy, that donkey. It's just a strong donkey. I'm sure there's going to be some other words in there. And like always, I want you guys to write 5 sentences. Choose 5 words that make you go, huh? For example, the word indefatigably. I cannot say that word for the life of me. I'm not even going to try. But I'm not going to read you this version. I'm going to read you the version from this book, Richard Scarry's Animal Nursery Tales. Richard Scarry. My mom read these to me when I was a kid, when I was a little tiny thing, and I read them to my kids when I was a little tiny 45-year-old or whatever I was. So we're gonna read this version. What the heck? Because it's got nicer pictures. I love Richard Scarry's illustrations. Can I read and look? Oh, I can. Look at that. All right. The musicians of Bremen. Once upon a time, Donko Donkey. He likes the alliteration. Richard Scarry does. Once upon a time, Donko Donkey decided to go to the town of Bremen. Once he was there, he hoped to become a town musician. As he walked on the road, he met Davy Dog and stopped to chat. "Where are you going?" asked Davy Dog. "I'm going to Bremen to become a town musician," Donko replied. Davy then and there decided that he would like to do that too. So off they went together on the road to Bremen. As they walked along, they sang a happy duet, braying and barking together. Kitty Cat heard them and ran to meet them. "Where are you going?" she asked. When Donko and Davy told her, she decided that she wanted to be a town musician too. So off they went, singing a trio. They had not gone far when they met Rocky Rooster. When he found out that the 3 musicians were going to do, what the 3 musicians were going to do, he asked, "May I join you? I can sing too." Cock-a-doodle-doo. They welcomed him, and so there were 4 musicians on their way to Bremen. But the town of Bremen was far away. The dark night came, and they lost their way. They were tired from their long walk and very hungry. Then, off in the distance, they saw a light shining in the window of a house. "Perhaps we will find something to eat and a place to sleep," said Donko. "But we must first make sure that the people are friendly," said Rocco. So they crept silently up to the house. Donko, who was the tallest, peeked in the window. "What do you see?" asked Kitty Cat. "Whoa, what does he see?" "He sees—" "Why, I see 4 robbers," exclaimed Donko. "They are sitting around a table enjoying a great feast, and lined around the room are all kinds of things which they have stolen." "We must think of a plan to chase robbers away," said Davy. The musicians were all very hungry and would have liked to be enjoying that feast themselves. The food didn't belong to the robbers anyway, for they had stolen it. So the 4 musicians thought of a plan. Davy jumped on Donko's back. Kitty climbed up on Davy's back. Rocky perched on Kitty's back. Then Rocky began to crow. Kitty began to meow. Davy began to bark, and Donko began to bray. You never heard such an awful racket in all your life. Where are we here? The robbers jumped up out of their chairs in terror. They thought some monster was about to eat them. Out the door and into the forest they ran as fast as they could go. The 4 musicians went in and finished eating the robbers' supper. My, but it tasted good. Then they turned off the lights and lay down for a good night's sleep. They're so happy. Meanwhile, about midnight, the robbers saw that the house was dark and quiet. We should not have been scared so easily, said Grumbuff, the chief robber. One of us must sneak back in to see if it is safe for us to return. Gumbuff was scared to go himself, so he told Snaggletooth Louie to go. I'm guessing that's Snaggletooth Louie because he doesn't look very happy. Trembling with fear, Snaggletooth Louie entered the pitch-dark house. He was fumbling about trying to light a candle when he tripped over Kitty Cat and woke her up. Kitty leaped up and scratched him. Scared out of his wits, Snaggletooth Louie ran to the door where Davy bit him in the leg and Dunko gave him a kick. Rocky woke up and started crowing, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" Snaggletooth Louie ran back to his gang in the forest. "We must flee," he cried. "There is a terrible gang of horrible creatures in the house. A witch flew up and scratched me. An ogre stabbed me with a knife. A giant hit me with a club. And all the time someone was screeching, 'Kill the robber, do!'" The four robbers quickly turned and ran away. They never went near that house again. The four musicians were so pleased with the house, they decided to stay there. And should you ever go by that way, you will probably hear sweet songs coming from the window as the four friends sing their merry tunes. Aww, they kicked out the robbers. Isn't that sweet? It's such a sweet story. They tricked the robbers. It reminds me a little bit of another story read by the Brothers Grimm. Six who went out in search of the world. Remember, there's one who could run really fast, one who could had amazing eyesight, one who could was super strong, and they each have their skills, and in the end, it comes handy. It's interesting. In this one, you've got your four musicians: a donkey, a dog, a cat, and a rooster, and they each have their own sounds, and they each have their own ways of attacking. Like when the robber goes in, they attack him. But the robber misinterprets them into being this monster. But again, it's like everyone's got their skills, and if you add them together, then nothing will stop you. Not even robbers. Not even Snaggletooth Louie or Grumbuff. All right, you guys are going to read the other one, the longer one. Read it out loud is so my suggestion. All these stories sound better out loud. Okay, enjoy the Bremen Musicians. Bye.